What is up, my friends and fellow fans of Avatar: The Last Airbender? As we get closer to Season 2 of the live-action adaptation, I've just been thinking a lot. I've been thinking a lot about how Season 2 works, some of my favorite moments from it, and also what didn't work in Season 1 and what they could do in this second season to maybe turn some things around. If you follow my channel and watch my Avatar content, you'll know that I loved Season 1. I really did. I didn't see a lot of flaws within it. I understand where people are coming from when they talk about the emotional depth and how maybe that was lacking, as well as some of the performances not quite coming through, but I give a lot of freedom and I give a lot of leeway for these young actors, and I watched Season 1 just kind of knowing in my head that we're going to progress and we're going to get deeper into this thing, and a lot of those emotions are going to come out, and that's definitely what happened in the original series. In the animated series, Season 1 was awesome, it was a good time, it was a good introduction to the world, but then Season 2 and Season 3 are really what the entire thing's all about. Season 2 is my favorite season of the original animated series, and so as we look towards Season 2 of the live-action adaptation, there's a couple things that need to be done right, and I've talked a lot about that already on the channel. When I think about the people that had a lot of problems from Season 1 and are going, they're just not nailing the emotions. Sure, some of the effects were cool, sure, some of the story beats were fun, maybe I liked how they changed this, maybe I didn't like how they changed this, but a fan's reaction as well as an opinion on an entire season can come down to one scene. And to me, and I know this might sound crazy, I feel like I already know what that scene is in Season 2, and so that's what we're going to be talking about today. I'm going to be breaking down one scene and how they could do it right, and how that might fix the perception of some fans that maybe didn't like Season 1 as much going into Season 2. As always, be sure to leave your comments down below. Love hearing from you guys, love talking ATLA, and let's dive in. So, the one scene, or I guess the combination of scenes that I want to talk about today is just Iroh's section in the Tales of Ba Sing Se. Now, we've already talked about Tales of Ba Sing Se, how they might adapt that and how they might fit it into one episode and have it all be Tales of Ba Sing Se, or are they going to kind of spread it out? I could see them spreading it out, but Iroh's is potentially the most important out of all of these, aside from my personal favorite, Momo's section. But this is that short little 5-minute sequence where Iroh is going to the market, he's getting a picnic basket, the guy's asking him like, you know, I can get you some flowers if you want, is this a date? And Iroh's like, no, but it is a special occasion. And then he goes and he buys a little banjo, I believe, he like helps some kid that's crying, and he's also teaching lessons to like some hooligans out there. He's offering a lot to the community, as Iroh does, but then the culmination of this little section is you see where all of it's heading, and you see where he's sitting on the hill, he sings Leaves from the Vine, and he's honoring his fallen son, Lu Ten. Sweet little soldier boy, come marching home, brave little soldier boy, come marching home. And I know it's cheesy, those are the lyrics, but it does get you every single time. And when you have an actor like Sun-Hyung Lee, they did a great job with him in Season 1, and this is where a lot of the stuff that I loved about Season 1 came from. Sun-Hyung Lee as well as James Liu, the relationship between Zuko and Iroh, and we expand on that in Season 2. It gets very important, but it was important in Season 1. They even pushed it a little bit further. They showed more moments. They even showed the funeral of Lieutenant. They showed that moment of Zuko coming and sitting with Iroh in that moment. So they've already kind of set up this sequence, but after Season 1, you sit and you look at the internet and you look at a lot of comments, and that clearly didn't do it for a lot of audience members. A lot of that emotionally resonating stuff that may have hit me, it didn't hit a lot of people. And so that's why I feel like Season 2 hinges on this type of stuff, but hinges on this scene in general. Because if they can nail this, and with an actor like Sun-Hyung Lee, I really feel like they can. He's such a talented actor. But if they can nail this moment, if they can make the audience feel this, it can really open up the world to this character of Iroh. It can make people understand the pain. It can make people understand how raw that emotion is, and it can make people connect with this project. And maybe make isn't the right word, I guess help people connect with the project, but it's important nonetheless. Again, it's a chance to prove to the audience that this show isn't just a bunch of cool visuals. Now that we have modern technology that can do all of this really cool bending, it's not just about the look, it's not just about the aesthetic. It's about Avatar: The Last Airbender. It's about this journey, it's about these characters. It's about knowing as an audience member and as a fan that these people that are in charge of making this thing, these people that are behind the scenes, they care about these characters. It's not about accuracy when it comes to the original animated series. It's about truth. It's about understanding that truth. And it's about them really proving the point that they understand these characters. This is a moment that doesn't have bending. This is a moment where everything goes silent. This is a moment that reflects the heart of the entire show. And this is a moment that showcases why so many people fell in love with the show. And when it comes to the scene itself, I feel like they really have to do a good job at not rushing it, because that's another problem that I've seen from season 1. People feel like everything is just crammed together. These moments that were such highs in the original series were just kind of glazed over and rushed through. And when it comes to this specific scene, again, this specific moment, you can't rush it. You have to let the camera linger on Iroh for a little bit. You have to show him singing this song. You have to do a rendition of Leaves from the Vine. I feel like you'd probably want to keep the writing in this sequence minimal as well. Just show us some real and raw character work and give us that nod to Liu 10, but also maybe have some special things within this moment for the fandom, like honoring Mako, honoring the original voice actor for Iroh, who passed away right around the same time, coincidentally, that Tales of Ba Sing Se was airing on television. It was such a sad deal, and obviously the switch in voice actor was kind of abrupt, and a lot of people noticed that, but it is something to honor and it is something to pay attention to. But I feel like, again, referencing the fandom, referencing the people that love this show so much, paying attention to those little details and also zeroing in on Uncle Iroh. He's such a special character, and you just don't want to see him get pushed away in this second season, because at the end of the day, like in the third season of the original animated series, he does kind of get pushed away. They do spend some time with him, but season 2 really is that arc with Iroh where we see what he's gone through and we start to understand him a little bit more as a character, rather than him just being this like goofy dude who's always talking about tea. And I know it might sound crazy saying that like one scene, like everything hinges on one scene in season 2, but it's true, man. Like Iroh's section of Tales of Ba Sing Se, Leaves from the Vine, that song in general, it had such a deep impact on a lot of different people, a lot of fans that love this property and love this world. And I just feel like the soul of this show is within this moment. When you look at it, when you watch season 2, this is one of those moments that you cry at, you know what I mean? This is one of those moments where you go, God, this show is pretty good, huh? What the hell is going on? When I look at that scene, I truly do feel like it could be a turning point for fans that might be on the edge of liking this live action adaptation, because season 1 was what it was. We're past season 1 now. I've rewatched it several times, and I absolutely love season 1. So that's why I'm so excited getting into season 2. But I also understand there are a lot of fans out there that do not feel the same way that I do, and that's totally fine. I just hope people give season 2 a chance, because I feel like they're gonna nail moments like this. There's a lot riding on it, and I trust them to succeed. Everything that I've been hearing on the back end sounds like they're doing a good job. I really hope that they do a good job. But also, when you look just objectively at an actor like Sun-Hyung Lee, and you think about that opportunity, and you think about the opportunity to have a scene like this, I just feel like he's gonna crush it, and it's gonna do a lot to kind of push this show forward and build anticipation as we get into season 3, and as we get into more of the emotional stuff with the other actors, you know what I mean? As we get towards more of the emotional stuff with Azula, with Zuko, with Aang, with all of them, if they can nail this one scene, it might prove to everybody like, wow, okay, they can do this. And so that's what I'm thinking today, my friends. Do you guys think they're gonna be able to do this moment justice? Do you think they're specifically gonna call out a moment with Iroh where he's sharing the birthday with Liu 10 and we're gonna have this picnic time? Or do you think they're just gonna kind of like cast it aside and shove it into something else? I would love to hear your guys' take on this. I know, again, this is very like deep and like it might seem like a lot, but I love Avatar. You guys know I love Avatar, right? But let me know down below. Be sure to leave a like on this video. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already, because I make a lot of ATLA content. But more than anything, my friends, keep up the good vibes, all right? I'll see you in the next video. Peace!